It's here. It's finally here. Talking about the NHL schedule for the 2020-21 season. It has finally come out. The 56 game schedule for this upcoming season. Hi there, it's Brett Hornby here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I guess you get the gist of what I'm going to talk about in this video is the schedule has come out for the National Hockey League 2020-21 season. And it's always exciting to have schedule day come out much later than anticipated, but with all the updates and speculation and ups and downs we've been going through, it's another sign that hockey is coming back. And it's 3 weeks tonight that, yes, hockey will be starting on Wednesday, January the 13th for some teams. Most teams won't actually play until the next night on Thursday, January the 14th, and one team actually will have to wait till Friday, January the 15th, but it's still exciting that hockey is going to begin. So on the league website, and then I'll talk about the Calgary Flames after the league website, that the 2020 final regular season will commence on Wednesday, January the 13th. There's going to be 5 games that will be on opening night. They'll include the Tampa Bay Lighting. They will be raising their Stanley Cup Championship banner before taking on the Chicago Blackhawks at the Mile Arena. Keep in mind it's all the temporarily realigned divisions. The other games of the night on the 2020-21 season will have the Battle of Pennsylvania, as the Pittsburgh Penguins will be going to Philadelphia. Going to be lots of more rivalries because, you know, the realigned divisions will promote that all season. And then here's a classic Canadian matchup. The Montreal Canadiens will be at the Toronto Maple Leafs for the 3rd game. And then the 4th game, you'll have another all-Canadian matchup. You'll have the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton. And then to round out the 5-game slate for the opening night, you'll have the St. Louis Blues taking on the Colorado Avalanche in Colorado. So those are the first 5 games in an 868-game season that the whole schedule will entail. That fits 6 games per team. It will conclude on Saturday, May the 8th. That's when the regular season will begin. And that night, you'll have 30 of 31 teams will be taking it to the ice. What is still very preliminary at this stage is that all the dates have been set. But in terms of exact time for puck drop and where you can catch the game, that is still yet to be determined as of this post. I guess it's all preliminary and changing, but as I've seen so far, everything is still scheduled for going to each arenas. So now if I look at this graphic, if here are the opening days for all 31 teams, well, I'll start with the North All-Canadian Division. Well, the Calgary Flames won't play until Thursday, January the 14th. They get to go on the road to take on the Winnipeg Jets. So that's going to be very interesting, especially for the Winnipeg Jets in Winnipeg. And then already mentioned Wednesday, January 13th, the Edmonton Oilers will be hosting the Vancouver Canucks. And then the Montreal Canadiens will be going to Toronto for Wednesday, January 13th. And then the Ottawa Senators, that's the one team that I see that will have to wait until Friday to start their season. As on Friday, January the 15th, the Ottawa Senators will be hosting the Toronto Maple Leafs. So they'll get a rivalry matchup right away with the Battle of Ontario. I already mentioned the Toronto Maple Leafs will be hosting the Montreal Canadiens on Wednesday, January 13th. And then the Vancouver Canucks, as I mentioned, they'll be going to Edmonton on Wednesday, January the 13th. And the Winnipeg Jets, they'll be hosting the Calgary Flames on January 14th. So those are the opening dates for all the teams in the North All-Canadian Division. Now if you go to the West Division, this will be kind of the Pacific West area. The Anaheim Ducks, they will be going to the Vegas Golden Knights on the road on Thursday, January the 14th. And then on Thursday, January 14th, the Arizona Coyotes will be hosting the San Jose Sharks. And then part of the opening night, the Colorado Avalanche will be hosting the St. Louis Blues on Wednesday, January 13th. And then the Thursday, January 14th, for the Los Angeles Kings, they'll be hosting the Minnesota Wild. And then the Minnesota Wild will be on the road in Los Angeles for Thursday, January 14th. And then the San Jose Sharks will be in Arizona for Thursday, January 14th. And then the St. Louis Blues, part of the opening night, they'll be at Colorado for Wednesday, January 13th. And then Vegas will be hosting Anaheim on Thursday, January 14th. So that is the West Division for the first games for all the teams. And now in the Central Division, well, you have the Carolina Hurricanes. They will actually be taking on the Detroit Red Wings in Detroit on Thursday, January 14th. So I guess the Northern Central teams, they're going to be on the road first by the looks of it. I guess you could say that would be the rematch of the 2002 Stanley Cup Final. And then Chicago will be in Tampa Bay, watching the Tampa Bay Lighting raise the banner as part of the opening day ceremonies on Wednesday, January 13th. And then the Columbus Blue Jackets will be starting on Thursday, January 14th in Nashville. And then Thursday, January 14th, the Dallas Stars will be in Florida for the Panthers. And then Thursday, January 14th, Detroit hosts Carolina. And then Thursday, January 14th, Florida hosts Dallas. There's some of those are redundant, but Nashville will be hosting Columbus on Thursday, January 14th, and then Tampa Bay will be hosting Chicago on Wednesday, January 13th. So that's the Central. Now the East, which I'm still going to anticipate, and many hockey pundits are anticipating that this is going to be the toughest division, starting with the Boston Bruins. They will be on the road for Thursday, January 14th against the New Jersey Devils. And then the Buffalo Sabres, they'll be hosting the Washington Capitals on Thursday, January 14th. And then I mentioned New Jersey will be hosting Boston on the Thursday. And then the New York Islanders, they'll be going to the New York Rangers on Thursday, January 14th. And then the Rangers will be hosting the Islanders, so battle New York right away. But that'll be the first game that we'll see Alexis Lafreniere make his NHL debut. And then the Philadelphia Flyers will be hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins on Wednesday, January 13th. And then Pittsburgh will be going to Philadelphia. And then the last game would be the Washington Capitals will be going to Buffalo on Thursday, January 14th. So that is the opening first games for all the teams. So there's the 5 games to start on the Wednesday, but bulk of the league won't start till Thursday, with the exception of Ottawa. They have to wait until Friday. And as we know that already, either with the exception of the North Division, everybody's going to play each one only in their division 8 times. And then the North Canadian division will be 9 times, but 2 teams will play 10 times. And we already know that the playoff format is going to be top 4 in each division makes the playoffs, 1, 4, 2, 3, and then the higher seed always gets home ice. And then the winners of those series will face off each other. And then in the Stanley Cup semifinal, when you have the final 4, it'll be the high seed, lowest seed, and the next 2, and then you get the picture. And then the winners of that in the semifinal will play for the cup, with home ice obviously going to the best record. So I'll put that link in the description because it breaks down like how historic some of these matchups are, is going to be when it comes to the temporarily realigned divisions. So that is the just the whole league. Now locally with the Calgary Flames, as it says, they announced their 56-game season for the upcoming season. And that, I'm going to say, it's very interesting and get the bad blood going right away, as the Calgary Flames will be taking on the Winnipeg Jets in Winnipeg at the Bell MTS Center, which that'll be the first time the Winnipeg Jets and the Calgary Flames will play each other since that play-in series. And then the home opener for the Calgary Flames will be on the Saturday, January the 16th, where we host the Vancouver Canucks. So I guess the Vancouver Canucks will be playing their first 2 games in Alberta, starting in Edmonton, and then they come to Calgary on Saturday, January the 16th. And then what it says here is that we'll play each North Division opponent 9 times, and then as expected, and as speculated, the Calgary Flames will play 10 times with the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. So that is going to be extra Battle of Alberta and the extra Battle of Vancouver. You know, I'm going to say though, 2 most anticipated matchups. I made that ranking video as a Calgary Flames fan on my anticipation level for each Canadian opponent, and I did put Edmonton and Vancouver in the top 2. I mean, Battle of Alberta will definitely get rekindled from last year, and I think it's back. And then the Vancouver, well, it's always there, but it's amped up even more, especially with all the free agents we happen to sign from Vancouver. Although that is no surprise that we're playing Vancouver and Edmonton the extra games on top of the 9 with the other Canadian teams. Then it breaks down that the longest homestand that the Calgary Flames will have will be a pair of 5-game segments starting with March 7th to 17th as Calgary hosts Edmonton, Montreal twice, and then Ottawa once in the second on April 9th through the 26th. So there's 2 areas where we'll have 5-game homestands, and then a pair against Ottawa versus Montreal. So I'll say again that on March 7th to the 17th, this will be the first 5-game homestand. Calgary will host Edmonton and Montreal twice each, and Ottawa once. So that's how that homestand is going to go. And then April 19th to the 26th, Calgary will play against Ottawa once and 3 versus Montreal, or twice Ottawa and 3 against Montreal. I know they're definitely going to condense the schedule a lot more, kind of like baseball. And that's why I also anticipate when I go through my updates is that I was anticipating that if the Calgary Flames, for example, we would spend some time out east to play a bunch of games against Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal, which leads into the next point that the Calgary's longest road trip of the season will be a 6-game stand starting February 20th to March 1st. Calgary will first play Edmonton, and then they'll play Toronto twice, Ottawa 3 times during a 6-game road trip. So that's what I anticipate there. It's kind of strangely through that. Edmonton, and then the day of the week they break it down, is that Calgary will have 11 games on Monday, and then they're only going to have 5 games on Tuesday, and then 7 games on Wednesday, 10 games on Thursday, 5 or 6 games on Friday, 14 games on Saturday, and 3 games on Sunday. And Calgary will play back-to-back scenarios 10 times this season, which that's going to be the case throughout the league. You know, it's all about minimizing travel. And then the Calgary Flames will conclude the regular season as the whole league concludes on Saturday, May 8th. Oh, my dates, everything's all messed up, but Saturday, May 8th, which is the last date of the regular season, the Calgary Flames will be taking on the Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver. So that is the gist of the schedule that the Calgary Flames and the NHL have. And then the other update would be is that after May the 8th, the Stanley Cup playoffs will begin on, I guess, Wednesday, May the 11th. Wednesday, May 11th. And then they still actually moved up the latest possible date for the Stanley Cup finals to be on July the 9th. So yeah, it's exciting to see the schedule has finally been released. We're this much more closer for the puck to drop. An early Christmas present for all hockey fans that we will have hockey in the season. And as we know, it's all going to be still scheduled in home arenas. So I haven't heard anything about any hubs or any. I mean, that maybe could still change, but it looks like on the schedule, it's assuming that everyone's going to be playing in their home arenas. I know the NHL still has some work to do with some jurisdictions, but I'm just happy that we're going to have hockey again. And I'll just say, what do you think of the schedule? And that's the early reports on what the schedule is, and break it down some more later. So as I say, if you want to follow along with this Calgary sports fans journey, home the Flames, Hitmen, Roughnecks, and Stampeders, just make sure you like, subscribe. I also do talk Calgary sports on my YouTube channel, and I guess starting in just under a month here, I'll get back to recapping Calgary Flames games, as that's what I do during the seasons. I recap Flames games in 6-game segments, and then there'll be a couple 4-game segments towards the end of the season to make the math work. But I think my first episode, when I kick off Season 3, I'll probably do an off-season catch-up. Now any storylines that came out in camp, which will start January 3rd for the most of the league. The 7 teams that didn't participate in the return plan, they will be starting their training camps on New Year's Eve on December 31st. So that's what I plan to do. And if there's any player movement, any trades or signs, which you might anticipate there's going to be more of that coming up with now sort of hockey. But the other things I have on my channel are personal vlogs, attempt to comedy, and I also do share my experience the same on the road or a sporting event. So if that all sounds like it'd be interesting to watch, to follow along with this Calgary sports fans journey, you know what you need to do. Just make sure you like, subscribe. I also have my other social links down in the description below for other ways you can follow me. So as I say, go Flames go. I guess in my case it'll be 3 weeks tomorrow that we can start saying that for real, because it's going to go from training camp into regular season. There will be no preseason games as well, as they've already condensed this package as much as possible I mean, when you think about it, 868 games, and it starts, you know, the middle of January and goes into the first week of May. Let's hope everything goes as smoothly as possible, because it doesn't seem like there's much room for any wiggle room to maybe potentially postpone or move around games, but let's hope for the best. So as I say, go Flames go, and I'll see you in the next video.